Deadly Assault is one of, if not the hardest endgame content for Zenless Zone Zero. But what if we made it harder? For this operation, I'll be employing Corin as the primary damage dealer, Caesar for the attack buff and her proficiency in dealing daze, Nicole for the defense shred, and finally Bang Wolver to help with triggering assault. I'm Stetfield and I'll be doing another level 51. Let's talk. Corin as the primary DPS will be using the Woodpecker Electro 4-piece for the attack buffs on crit, and a 2-piece Branch and Blade Song for the extra crit damage. I would have preferred a 2-piece Fanged Metal for the elemental damage multiplier, but the discs I have for the Branch and Blade have better substats. I also considered the Hormone Punk 4-piece set since it gives an easily accessible attack buff, but the 10-second duration as well as the 20-second cooldown does not line up with how the encounter plays out. Truthfully, I'm hoping the planets somehow align and Nicole manages to launch some back shots on the boss, which would trigger quick assists for Corin. This is important because with the Steel Cushion W Engine equipped, the agent gains increased damage when hitting the boss in the rear. Now usually Caesar would be on a 4-piece Proto-Punk set, but with how this encounter plays out, the buff will not be active once the boss gets stunned. Instead, I opted for the Swing Jazz 4-piece which better suits my needs, since most of the damage comes just right after a chain attack as well as when Corin uses her ultimate. Caesar will also fulfill the role of cancelling the boss's jump attack, which he usually does right after he recovers from stun state. This is done to prevent the boss from going airborne, ergo untargetable. Sure, Caesar's ultimate takes a long time, but I'd rather be doing damage at this time instead of waiting for the boss to return back to the ground. Since the Swing Jazz 4-piece is already on Caesar, Nicole will be using the most recent Astral Voice 4-piece set for more attack buffs on Corin, and the 2-piece Swing Jazz for the energy regen. During the encounter proper, you'll be seeing something I picked up regarding Nicole's EX skill, which happens during the Typhon Destroyer's 3 consecutive parryable attacks. With the time limit in mind, the game plan will be to stun the boss as soon as possible, while also gathering enough decibels for Corin's ult. So I went with the Dazing Force buff, which gives the agent a 15% increased daze value dealt. With how the encounter plays out, it's unrealistic to expect Corin to have her ultimate ability ready to go at every opportune moment. Instead, her ultimate will likely be up every other time the boss is stunned. Make sure to watch until the end if you want to hear a retrospective and possibly some team suggestions regarding this encounter. With that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Compared to the previous Deadly Assault seasons, this iteration of Typhon Destroyer no longer staggers forward when hit in the back, which in the past prevented me from taking advantage of the steel cushion W engine. Definitely glad they fixed it. Also, you'd think that with the buffs to chain attack in this Deadly Assault stage, the player would be benefited from cycling through all your agents and Bangbu. But after testing, I had higher damage output when not doing so. Heavy hitting anomaly teams such as Yanagi and Seth plus a support should do well here, though I guess you can categorize this team as a disorder team since Yanagi can trigger her own disorders. Another viable team composition for this stage is the canon couple Jane plus Seth plus a third wheel support. Disorder team should still work here, though I'm not sure if they fixed the bug where if you apply too many anomalies during the Typhon Destroyer's stun state, it will stop doing the defensive parryable attacks for the remainder of the encounter. Impact Hyper Carry team should also work here. Unlike last time, you won't have to worry about managing your assist points since they removed that requirement for this encounter. Needless to say, with the purpose of reaching 20,000 points in mind, almost all the common team archetypes are viable for this encounter. If all else fails, an M6 Miyabi can clear this content no problem. This run isn't meant to be a flex, but rather an invitation to players like myself who are intimidated by ZZZ's endgame. By finishing this run with massive restrictions in place, I hope I can show you the viewer that while ZZZ endgame has some form of skill expression, it is a stat or wallet check more than anything else. I hope that you, the player who is crippled by some form of ladder anxiety or deem themselves too casual, will give the endgame a go. Those are free polychromes waiting for you, and we need every last one of them. This is my first video using my actual voice, which took a lot more time than expected. I'm still working on the Dead End Butcher and the Marionette, so be sure to subscribe to be notified once those videos drop. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Stetfield signing off.